We have literal billionaires trying to prove to gamers that they're really good at ARPGs. I don't even know why. Like, I guess once you've earned so much money as you can in real life, the next thing to earn, maybe like social cred from gamers, is that how you level up after you've become almost infinitely wealthy, it seems? Hello, my name is Karma, and at the end of 2018, I decided to make a Twitch channel with the sole purpose at that time of playing World of Warcraft, streaming it, and like cultivating an audience. Just wanted to open with how long I've been on the platform. Over the past few days, there has been some huge drama situations ensuing that help me sort of touch on a topic that is someone who has had many rises and falls as a content creator. Playing all different kinds of MMOs and other games that were competitive, like Battle Royales, trying to take them seriously while also streaming, and how many times that just didn't work out for me personally. For a while, I thought maybe I'm just not cut out for it, maybe it's because I'm a girl who truly isn't that good at video games, and no matter how much I dedicate time and energy, my passion to become better at the video game, it's just never gonna amount to me being like some sort of esports player, and that's okay. Not cut out for everybody. Usually it's like dudes who have all the time in the world to sit at home and be very good at a video game for whatever reason, and it just wasn't me. Just wasn't my journey. But then you see people who they've lived lives where that has been their journey. That either at some point or right now, they're really good at a video game, or at least they claim to be, and for some people, that really does work. There are a lot of people who the only reason their Twitch stream grows, they get a lot of exposure, and they sort of break out from being someone who, you know, only has to play one game to get their viewers. Instead, it's like their viewers are asking them to play different games due to the fact they're so good at playing games. Maybe they're not the best gamer in the world, but because they play at a slightly higher level than most people, like watching them play whatever game they might ask them to play, simply because it's more entertaining to watch someone who is slightly better at playing video games because they have all the time in the world to sit around playing video games than it is playing the video game if you are someone who is not very good at video games and also doesn't have the time to sit around and get good and just literally play video games at all, right? So now it seems like those people are at risk every time they dare to exist as a creator who's like, yeah, I'm good at games. Or especially if you say you're good at a particular game, if you pride yourself, if you're like, oh, I've played this game for however many years and I'm really good at this game. I know all the ins and outs of this game. No one should doubt me and my skills at this game because I believe I'm really good at it and I've put a lot of time into it. The next thing you know, you're being held accountable. Like, you're a doctor in surgery, and if you make a mistake, you should have your doctor's license taken away or something. Like, the equivalent of you shouldn't be allowed to play the game anymore because people get really hostile if you say you're an expert at something and then you suddenly make a mistake. Like, I don't know, as if you're not a human being. I mean, I understand there's a lot of people who try to get the general audience to believe they are a regular human being. Like, they're some sort of superhero, you know, somebody who has a lot of money, and they think they're thinking on a different wavelength than everybody, and they have all the best ideas, and everybody should listen to that. Yeah, I get it. I know there's really pretentious people like that. So people ask, like, why would you feel empathy for somebody like that? Or why would you warn people about being as silly as this person is by putting themselves on this sort of pedestal and then literally falling off of it in front of everybody? I wouldn't say it's a feeling of empathy. It's just more like relating that it's a peg many people may need to be taken down from if they are truly not great at something, and that's the difference. Some people are truly magnificent at things, and they should be acknowledged and celebrated, and those people already in themselves may fight to show their ability and their talents, because other people they've seen who claim they are really great, really good, they make a mistake and then people villainize the person for making just a simple mistake. That's a completely separate conversation, but a good point I wanted to make. That's not what this is about. This is about the people who, especially with games like World of Warcraft, claiming to be extremely good at it just because you're somebody who enjoys it. I know there's a difference when some people try to express that they are knowledgeable about a video game. Especially people, I feel like myself, people who are neurodivergent, a lot of us tend to seem so passionate. And it's because, you know, when we know a lot about it and we're getting into it, I think people think we are deeming ourselves a professional just because we're like spreading a lot of info about it. It makes it seem that way. I do wonder if that's the case, and it kind of makes us our own worst enemy. I talk about this in a sort of sense because I've been guilty as charged at claiming I was either really good or attempting to be really good at a video game, like putting my best effort into it and stuff, you know, trying to learn it and whatever. And the reality is, I have an extreme amount of passion for it. I'll always love it. There's never a time where you could put me in a room and lock me in there and tell me to play a video game that I loved like that for 24 hours straight, and I would complain? No, I wouldn't. I'd have fun. But that doesn't mean that I'm magnificent at any video game. Random. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people who come into content creation stumble on their own pipe dreams and lines being blurred between what it is to basically be obsessed with a video game, but also having to accept you're never going to be the best at it. The craziest part about this mindset is I have never felt this way about a game, like I had to prove to people that I was good at it until I became a content creator. Suddenly, I had so much to prove to people about how much I could learn about a video game and apply my knowledge and perform in the video game. And the next thing I knew, it sucked a lot of my joy out of the game and forever has impacted the way that I play games afterwards. So now here we are, these situations of people either priding themselves at being a sort of staple in a certain video game. Like they're someone who's played it for such a long amount of time. They know what they're talking about, as if they couldn't make any mistakes. And if anyone were to view any mistakes they make, those mistakes were possibly calculated. Like that's what, you know, some people, right? There's people buying social platforms, streaming on those social platforms, trying to prove to people on those platforms that they're someone who knows what they're talking about, whether it comes to space and science and video games and politics, and they're to be trusted as a news source, as someone who's reliable and credible, and also at the same time miraculously talented. I don't know. It's like, can we pick? Can we pick, right? That's probably the issue. Reaching for the moon, falling amongst the stars, people not following, settling for either. I guess let this just be a fair warning, as well as I personally want everyone to understand from my point of view, I really love some video games, mainly World of Warcraft. I would do a lot, anything really, to just be able to sit around, sit in a box and play World of Warcraft all the time, 24/7 for the rest of my life. I've been deranged thinking this way ever since I've been a little girl. I really just like World of Warcraft. Yeah. And I bet there's a lot of people who, you know, love video games this way. We probably come across really intense when we're sharing information about the video game, playing it, showcasing it, how good we may play the game. And there's definitely some people out there who want to try to convince you they're the best player in the world. And if they want to be held to that standard, go ahead. hold them to it. For some of us, we just want to share how much we love the video game. When we share a passion doesn't mean we think we're the very best person in the world at the video game. I cannot speak on that statement right there alone for anyone else besides myself. So I just kind of wanted to like go over that and be like, yeah, I love video games. I don't ever believe I'm gonna be very good at any of them. I just love playing them. I have very good memory and like pattern recognition. So please don't hold me to those standards that these people who are claiming they're the best at World of Warcraft or whatever game. If you're a content creator, you may never, ever want to do that. Like, claim you're even slightly good at a game. I promise, from experience, save yourself the drama. It's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down. Unless you are truly goated. Just express to people how much you love games. No need to be extremely good at them. I wish I could go back in time and give myself that advice. So, spread the word maybe. And yeah, be kind. Cheers.